How are you? Good. We are going to be working on an art project together today, and I'm super excited about it. It's called We Are the World. So I'm going to go over what it is that we're going to need, and then we'll get started. So the first thing that you're going to need is the project, and it looks like this. It has a paper clip and a light blue piece of construction paper. And then it says on the inside, it says, We Are the World. So you'll need that. You're going to need different colors of paint. We don't want to just use one color. We want to use, I'd say at least 3 colors. The more colors you have on your paper, the more vibrant it will look, but just use whatever you have, okay? And if you have primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow, we could mix 2 of those colors and make secondary or new colors out of those. Okay. So my paint that I have, I'm using what I have, and I have red and blue, and then I have different skin tone paints. So that's this. I'll post a link on ClassTag if anybody's interested in getting that, but any color will work as long as there's more of them than 2, okay? So you're going to need a paintbrush, scissors. You're going to need 2 markers or crayons. What color is this color? And this color. Yep, we need blue and we need green. You may want to wear an apron, that's totally up to you. You don't have to. And then I have wet wipes to wipe off my hands because we're going to be painting our hand and then stamping it and then painting again and then stamping it. So whatever you want, it could be a bowl of water, it could be wipes. I also have just a piece of cloth, a dish towel, so I can wipe my hands off. And then this is also optional, but if you'd like, you can also have a little bit of water to wash off your paintbrush in between colors. Although if you wind up mixing the colors, it'll turn out really pretty too. And then I have a clipboard. You don't need a clipboard. I just have one because I have permanent markers and I don't want it to bleed through. So if you don't have permanent markers, then you're good. You don't need a clipboard. Okay, let's get started. Oh, and if you get thirsty, water. I always get thirsty when I'm doing art. And then the other things that you're going to need is, the biggest thing that you're going to need is your imagination. Did you bring that with you? Good, good, very good. So we can take the paper clip off, and we're going to take your blue piece of paper and we're going to put it to the side so that we don't get any marker on it. The very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to write your name. So you want to grab a marker or a crayon, take your blue paper back, and we're going to just intend on writing our name. And whatever it looks like, that's okay. Good job. Okay, now we'll put this piece of paper over to the side. And does anyone know what this is a picture of? Have you seen anything like this before? Yes, this is a picture of our planet Earth. This is the planet that we live on. I printed it in black and white so that we can add the colors to it. So we're going to use blue to color in the oceans. So the oceans are here, here, and here. And we're going to use the green marker for the land. The land is here, and here, and here. And we'll go over that more as we start to do it, okay? Do you know if there's more land, which is, we all live on land? Do you think there's more land on the planet Earth, or there's more water, more ocean? Which one do you think? Yeah, can you tell by looking at this? Does it look like there's more water or more land? Yes, there is more water. There is more ocean on the planet Earth than there is land, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start by coloring the land. And remember, you don't have to color in the lines, just have fun with it. So the first one we're gonna color is that right there. You ready? Okay. And we don't see all of the land on this paper because, is this paper, what shape is that? Yes, it's a rectangle, but it's also flat. And our planet Earth is the shape of a sphere. Can you say that? Sphere. Yes, a sphere is the same shape as any ball. So it's not flat, it's round, right? Okay, so we don't see all the land on here, but that's okay. So just go ahead and color your landmass. Like I said, don't worry about staying inside the lines. We just really want to have fun with this project, because the more we have fun with it, the more we're going to engage and the more we're going to learn. Go ahead, you can finish. Take as much time as you need. And you can always pause the video too if you need a little bit more time. Okay, so this is my first landmass. The next one we're going to be doing is the one up here. Can I see yours? Awesome. Good job. That's beautiful. We're going to have a beautiful planet Earth. So I'm going to color my second one. Do you guys enjoy coloring? Yeah. It's relaxing. And which color do you like? Do you like green or do you like the color blue? Okay. Here is my second one. And then we're gonna do this little guy. Do you see how small that is? And then over here. And then we'll be done with the land and we'll move on to our blue marker and we'll color in the water, which is gonna take a little bit longer because we have more water on the planet Earth than we have land. Does anybody know how do we stay on the ground if our planet is the shape of a ball? Doesn't, like if you had a toy and you tried to put it on the side of your ball, would it stay there? No, it would just fall down, right? Yeah. So the reason why we are on the ground, no matter where we are on the planet, is it's called gravity. It's called gravity. It's an energetic force. And it's, when I think about gravity, I think a lot about magnets. So imagine if you've ever played with magnets, if you had a ball-shaped magnet, and then you took another magnet and you put it on the side, would it stick? Yeah, if it's the right side of the magnet, yes, it sticks no matter where it is. And that's pretty much how gravity works and why we're always on the ground, no matter where we are. You ready to move on to the ocean? Okay. So the first ocean that we are going to color is all this space in here. All that space in here. And it's okay if you get blue on your green, but we'll still be able to see the difference between the ocean and the land. This is a lot of coloring. And if you don't stay in the circle, if you go outside of it, that's okay too. We're actually going to wind up cutting this out. So if you do go outside of the circle, we'll just cut it. We'll cut it out. And if you want to, you can color really dark blue in some places and lighter blue in others. I'll show you what I mean. Because in the ocean, like when you go to the beach, especially when you first walk into the beach, it's shallow, right? Meaning there's not much water. It comes up to your ankles or your knees. And then as you start to go out, it gets deeper and deeper, right? Because I'm sure mom and dad tell you to stay where maybe the water hits your ankles or your knees, depending on how old you are, to stay safe. But when you get way out into the ocean, like if you were on a boat, it gets so deep, the ocean just goes on and on and on and on. And so what that looks like, if you were, pretend you're on a boat and you're looking at the ocean, the places that are a lighter blue are the more shallow places. And where you see that deep, deep blue, it's that deep color because the ocean is so deep right there. So I'm going to show you. And I kind of did a little bit. You can see like some parts are lighter and some parts are darker. You don't have to do it that way, but you can. And then I went over my line here, but we're going to cut it, so we're good. The next one we're going to do, let's do this here and then all down here. And remember, if you get some blue on your green, that's okay. And what we're coloring is similar to what the Earth looks like if you were in space and you took a picture, which many people have. They've gone out into space in a rocket ship, they've taken a picture of the planet Earth, and this is what it looks like. The main colors that you see are green and blue. You also see a little bit of white from the clouds, but the main colors are green and blue. Ooh, this is a lot of work. Is your hand getting tired? Yeah. If it does, just put your marker down and stretch it. Open, shut. Open, shut. Or shake it out. Our muscles in our hands are growing and changing quickly when you're in preschool. So sometimes they can get tired. And if you prefer to paint your earth green and blue, you can use paint instead too. Yeah, it's totally up to you. And we're not so much going to worry about how you're holding the marker right now. Just hold the marker however it's comfortable. And then once we practice coloring and writing letters more, we'll learn about how to hold a marker. You see that? I've got my first 2 fingers up here, and then I'm resting my 3rd one underneath, and then I have my thumb on top. See that? So you can try that if you want to. It might be comfortable, but as your muscles get stronger and as you get older and they start to develop and grow, it will be easier to hold the marker like that. Okay. How's yours coming? It looks awesome so far. I love it. And another thing I wanted to say, if you are in my 3s class, this is already going to be cut out for you, okay? So when we're cutting this, you can just hang back and relax, and then we'll get into the rest of the art project. Okay, there's my earth. Yours looks amazing. I love it. Okay, so we talked about on our last tutorial video of how to hold scissors. Do you remember? Just try. First 3 fingers are on the top, thumb is on the bottom. Open, shut, open, shut. And you can see I've been cutting a lot of stuff because my scissors are dirty. Open and shut. And remember, when you're cutting, you want to take your hand and hold the piece of paper in a different place than you're going to start cutting. Okay, that will help you cut because you're going to be holding the paper, but also we want to keep the scissors away from our hands so we stay safe. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to cut as closely, because we're practicing, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to cut as closely to that black line that's in a circle as we can. If you cut into your earth, that's okay. Ready? And this is really good paper to practice cutting with when you're first learning to cut, because it's really thin and it doesn't take the cutting muscles that it takes when you're cutting construction paper or a paper that's thicker. You're doing great. You're doing great. Remember, we're practicing. And if you start to feel frustrated, just take a breath. Take a break if you need to. I'm gonna put this in my trash. And then go ahead and finish. I'm gonna get my paper out. Can I see your earth? Wow, you are working hard on your cutting muscles, I can tell. Nicely done. So the next thing that we're gonna do, I don't know if we talked about using glue. I may have not mentioned it in the beginning, but it's on the instructions. I'm gonna use a glue stick. You can use liquid glue or a glue stick, whatever you prefer. We're gonna take our earth, we're gonna put it with the colors down, and we're gonna put glue all over the back of it so that we can stick it to our construction paper. I want to get over the edges. If you get a little bit on your paper, that's okay too. Okay. So my glue, it's purple when it comes out, but then when it dries, it goes clear. It's like invisible, so you don't see it. All right, so I'm going to put my earth in the center of my paper, and I'm going to pat it down, which if you used paint instead of markers, you're going to want to not pat it down because then you're just going to have green and blue hands, right? So if you do use paint, then just put the glue on, kind of set it, and we want to kind of leave it alone until it dries. But the next step we're doing is we're going to be painting our handprints, and we're going to be putting them all around the world. So we're not going to put any handprints on the world, but we're going to put them in these empty spaces all around. You ready to paint your hands? Yeah. I don't remember. I'm just looking at my notes, kiddos. Okay, so go ahead and pick a color. I just use a paper plate to put my colors on, but whatever you want to put your paint on, it could be in little jars or whatever. Pick one color and you're going to paint your hand. That's what I was going to say. I don't remember, do you like having your hand painted? Okay, yeah. Yeah, some people think it's relaxing or it tickles, and some people, they don't like it as much. It's one of the things that we learn in preschool is we try to get used to different textures of things. But don't worry, if you don't like getting paint on your hand, you can either not paint your hand, or maybe you could paint a parent's hand, or you could trace around your hand with a marker if you really don't like having the paint. Okay, so as you want to get the paint all over your hand, all over. And so we're going to talk about colors for a little bit. And I wanted to talk about the rainbow. Have you seen a rainbow in the sky before, either when it's raining or right after it rains? Yeah, so pretty, right? So pretty. Okay. I'm going to do my first stamp and then I'll continue. Anywhere, we want to stay away from the earth, anywhere around it. And let's do our 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to tell our hand to be a statue. And then we're going to gently guide it. 1, 2, 3, and lift up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And you will be able to get much more handprints because your hands are smaller than mine. So I wanted to talk about the rainbow. You know, if you've ever seen a rainbow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, right? And I'm just going to pick another color and start painting my hand again. So go ahead and pick any of your colors and start painting your hand. What do you think it would look like? Do you think it would be pretty if you looked at a rainbow and you saw one color in the sky? Do you think that would be as pretty as if you looked up and saw all of the colors at the same time? Yeah, probably not, right? Because the sky is mostly one color and it's pretty, but rainbows are amazing. And so when we talk about rainbows and we talk about different colors, I just wanted to talk to you guys about how people can look different on the outside. They might have different color hair, different color skin, different color eyes. They may speak a different language, but on the inside, we are all the same. We all have feelings. We all have fears. We all have hopes and dreams. We all have things that we like and don't like. So when you meet someone that may look different on the outside as you might wonder, are they really different? Or do they just look different than me? Right? We are the same on the inside, even if we look different on the outside. Okay. Ready for another one? Okay, statue hand. 1, 2, 3. All right, and look, I got some on my earth, but it's okay. Don't stress if you get some on your earth. Remember, we're creating. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, if we think about the way that people look and how they might look different than us, I want you to use your imagination and think about colors as if they were people. I know, I'm going out on a limb here. Okay, let's pick another color. I'm gonna wash off my paintbrush. I'm gonna pick another color and start painting my hand. So say blue was a kid, and say orange was another kid, okay? So what if blue saw orange and noticed that he looked different than him, and then decided, well, I don't think I like him because he's a different color. How do you think that would make orange feel? Yeah, probably pretty bad, because just like we don't choose what we look like, right? We're born. And so if you realize that we are all the same on the inside and we can't choose what we look like on the outside, then we start to understand that all people deserve the same respect and the same level of empathy and the same amount of dignity. Everybody deserves to be treated well. Everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves to have friends. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. And the great thing about having so many different colors of the rainbow and so many different, such a different variety of the way that people look on the outside, is that just like the rainbow, if we all work together, we're pretending like we're colors still, all the colors work together and they don't fight because they don't like something based on a color, we could have an amazing, peaceful, and very powerful community. Community is the place that we live. You ready? Okay. I'm already running out of room for my handprints. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about, it's a big word, it's called culture. Can you say culture? Culture, good. Now, culture is something that is important to or valued in any group of people, okay? So culture is the food that we eat. Culture is the language that we speak. Culture can cause us to think certain ways about things because we're being told we should feel this way about this and we should feel this way about that. So, okay, we're gonna do another hand. Okay. I think I'm gonna do blue. What color are you gonna do next? cool. Yeah, I love that. So with culture, pretend we're colors again. Let's pretend we're colors. Okay. So you're purple and you're going to go to your friend Green's house. Okay. You're super excited. You guys just met, made friends. You're both really nice to each other. So you go to Green's house, and Green's family is speaking in a language that you don't understand. And they invite you to stay for dinner, and you say yes. And when they serve you food, it's something you may have never have seen before. You might have no idea what it is, or it could be something that you don't care for, right? Because we all have foods that we like and foods that we don't like. So that can feel a little bit unknown and scary. Do you know what I mean? Like if you go to somebody's house and you don't understand what the adults are saying, and there's food that you've never had before, you've never tasted, it might make you feel a little bit nervous, right? Because it's so different. Yeah. Okay, ready? I'm gonna do another one. And sometimes when people feel nervous about things that they don't know, sometimes they can be a little bit defensive or angry even. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't want to learn what that is. Does that make sense? Except that's not how we are supposed to be. What we should do when we're treating all of the colors in the rainbow with the same amount of respect, instead of feeling nervous, it's totally natural to feel nervous if you're in a culture, you're being exposed to a culture you've never been exposed to. So you could be nervous. And then once you feel, okay, I feel a little bit nervous, they're gonna feed me some food and I don't know what it is and it smells different. But then the great thing is that instead of feeling like really scared or angry, you can feel curious. You know what it's like to feel curious, right? You guys are curious about everything. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? What's this? How does that happen? That's curiosity. So you're asking questions. You're thinking about it in a way that you know you're going to experience something you might not have experienced, and it could be the best thing you've ever experienced. But you don't know unless you're curious. And we're going to do another one. And if you live in a place where everything's pretty much the same, people pretty much look the same, we eat really the same foods, we all like pizza, we all like mac and cheese, right? So if everybody, imagine in your neighborhood is the same, okay? Everybody looks the same, basically, maybe different hair, but everybody pretty much looks the same. And then say you meet your friend. What color should this friend be? We already did blue. We already did orange. We're gonna go with yellow. So your friend Yellow moves into your neighborhood. And imagine how you would feel when you went to your friend Green's house and everything felt different and you made you feel a little bit nervous because it's not necessarily what you're used to. Well, that's how your friend Yellow feels when he is with a group of people that are all the same. They eat the same food, they speak the same language. So imagine how Yellow might feel. Might feel kind of scared, right? But once you get to know each other and you start to be friends, If you understand that your friend that maybe looks different than you is the same as you on the inside and has all the same feelings, then you can help make that person feel more comfortable, make yellow feel more comfortable. You can just say, I understand. You might be nervous. And maybe you could try pizza at my house, and then I can try something at your house when your parents cook. Does that make sense? Okay. I've only got room for one more, but I'm gonna try to squeeze in one more after. Oh. And so just like the rainbow is so beautiful because it's not just one color, it's all of them together. It's exactly how we can choose to live as people by just getting to know people around us, if they look different or if they don't look different, and just realizing that everybody is the same on the inside, and we have different personalities. We like different things, we don't like other things, and it's really fun and exciting just to get to know people in general. Okay, and last one, I'm gonna if you have 3 colors or whatever and you want to mix some colors in this one, I would say go for it. So I'm gonna mix. I have no idea what color this is gonna be. We'll see. So pretty. Look, I just mixed 2 colors and I made this beautiful color. And that's exactly what can happen with friendship. When you get to know someone, people can really bring beauty and excitement to your life that you maybe didn't even know existed before. I personally love trying new food. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to try new food. Do you like to try new food? Yeah. Preschool age kiddos, typically, they know what they like, and they usually just want to stick what they like because that's kids in general. As you get older, you may or may not feel more curious about food and think, well, I never would have tried that before because it kind of looked weird. And then you're like, I'm gonna be curious, I'm gonna give it a shot. And that's how I found some of my favorite foods. Just giving it a chance, trying it. It's okay if you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but more times than not, I usually really enjoyed it. Okay, look at this. Did you mix 2 colors? Cool. I mixed. It's a really pretty color purple. Okay. I'm gonna put it up here. This one's gonna be part on the earth. But like I said, it's okay. We can still see that it's the earth. We don't want to do handprints so we cover the earth completely, but even if you do that, it's okay. It's gonna be beautiful. And you're gonna have a rainbow of colors on your paper. I love this project. So, the moral of this art project is it okay to have a favorite color of the rainbow? Yeah, it is. Mostly everyone has a favorite color, right? Does that mean if you have a favorite color say is purple, does that mean that you don't like any of the other colors? We can still love colors, even if we have a favorite one. especially most preschool age kiddos do. But when we work together, if we were colors and we work together with all people, we would be a beautiful rainbow, and everyone's life would be peaceful and loving and exactly how it should be. Okay, I'm so excited. Can I see yours? Wow, that's so beautiful. Oh, I love how many handprints you got on there. It's just the perfect amount. And your earth looks amazing. Oh, it's great. So we are the world. That's what it says at the top of your page. You see some letters. We are the world means that we, as in all of us, we make up the planet Earth together, and we all live on it together and should be curious and respectful and be open to getting to know people that look like you and people that don't. Did you like this project? Good, me too. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on the next tutorial, which is going to be blue plus yellow. More hand painting. Okay, bye.